Okay, this is my day 8 wrap up on the Starch Solution eating program. And this morning I woke up and I weighed in at exactly the same weight that I ended my juice fast at. And that is great. That means that with what I'm eating, watching proportions, staying low fat, low glycemic starch solution, I have maintained my weight loss, which is excellent. And I actually think if I stay with this in the as long as I'm eating, which would be about maybe 20 more days, I will, or maybe a little longer, I might be able to actually even lose some weight, which is great. And I really, like I said before, I feel like I'm in a zone now. I'm like living in the land of low fat, low glycemic, very satisfying, portion controlled foods, which is really agreeing with me. So I woke up, I had my oatmeal with all my apple, one date, some raisins, cinnamon, little swerve brown sugar, and it's so tasty, so satisfying. I had my green tea, and wrote down that last night I was in bed, I think I woke up or I fell asleep and then I woke up and I was really hungry. But that's something I try to get through so that I think of it as like intermittent fasting. It's like once I go to bed, I should really just, ride it out and not eat anything. But there was some discomfort, like you could call it hunger, but what I did was I took a heating pad and I put it on my stomach, and that actually like kind of soothed whatever was going on in my stomach, and I went to sleep, so it solved the problem. I also took, I think I took another of my gummies, my magnesium gummies. That helped too. Anyway, so I think I had some cantaloupe. I had 2/3 of a cup of cantaloupe. I'm watching how much fruit I eat. And then I went down to weed at the garden, which is a little bit of a drive away. And I took lentil soup. I took my flax crackers with some non-fat hummus that I made. And so as I was working, I was drinking my tea. I had a cup of strong black tea and with a little honey in it. And I would go up and have a little lentil soup, some crackers with hummus. And when I was waiting for quite a while, and it was nice out. It was very pleasant. When I was driving home, I had those crackers in my bag, so I reached around, I got some crackers, I put some hummus in it. I was eating hummus while I was driving home, and it worked out. So then I went to meditate, and when I was meditating, I was thinking, well, what do you want for dinner? I often think that while I'm meditating. Just have the thought, what sounds good? I thought, oh, I think I'll like a little Mexican and some steamed broccoli, which is what I had. I cooked up a smallish portion of broccoli. I put some fresh lemon on it after it was steamed, and then I had like a half a cup of rice. I had what I had left of the black beans, which was like a half a cup. I sauteed in broth, like a little bit of broth, onion, some peppers, I believe, some tomatoes, and then I cooked it all together. This was not a portion kind of a situation, and then I put some salsa in it and some sriracha. So then when I put it on my plate, I had the beans and then the broccoli, but then I mushed the broccoli. I cut that all up in the Mexican dish, and it was very good. But it wasn't too much. That's the main thing. And the lemon kind of had it tangy. The lemon with the salty flavor and the sriracha, the hot flavor. It's really nicely spiced. And one of the things I try to do is to cook the low glycemic legal foods, low fat foods. So I have them in the house. I'm going to have to make some more crackers probably tomorrow night. And so I didn't have any of those low glycemic chocolate cookies left. So I went out to the store and I got some white chocolate chips. I was looking for, well, anyway, I guess I wanted the white chocolate chips in there. But I got, the ingredients I didn't have. And I came home and I put together these low glycemic, low fat chocolate cookies. And basically I take a chocolate powder, fat substitute is half a banana chopped up and applesauce that I blend in the food processor, um, some oat milk, some vanilla, yeah, some liquid vanilla, and then I did a whole wheat, plain wheat, cup and a half of that, and took the sweetener. I took a little bit of this Pure, I think it is, and the brown sugar, and then I have something xanthan gum, which I put a little bit of that in, baking powder, baking soda, salt, mixed it all up nicely, and then put half of the white chocolate chocolate chips in there, and they bake for 8 minutes at 350. Hope I turned the stove off. I'll have to check that. And it made quite a bit of cookies. It was like a double recipe sort of. So I have probably 20 cookies, and I have to find a good way to store them. So, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll freeze them. That's what I'll do. I'll only keep a few in the refrigerator, and I'll freeze the rest. I was trying to remember how I store these because, they have no preservatives in them, so they would mold very quickly. So it was a good day. I was out in the sun. I was didn't get any exercise in, really, like no formal exercise, no yoga, and like that. But the gardening, and you get a good bit of exercise that way. I did, and so it was a good day. And the fact that the weight was the same, that's like thrilling to me. So I'm really enjoying this. I just have to keep with, making sure I always have legal foods available, which so far so good. So anyway, that's my day wrap up June 2022 Starch Solution eating.